Nice to see you all. Sorry I wasn't here last week, and I heard that you all had a HIIT class in place of Pilates, so hopefully you enjoyed that. You're doing on a rug, okay, no worries. We might not even do that move, but if we do, we'll just do a little modification for those of you that don't have a mat. Perfect. So let's get going. We're going to lay down on our mats or on our rugs or whatever we're laying on, something soft, hopefully, not hard floor. So just bring yourself down to your mat, and then just have your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent. Feet are roughly hip distance, just nice and relaxed, and just the arms just dropped out by the sides of your hips or a little bit wider if that feels more comfortable. But just have the palms kind of open up to the ceiling, just to keep the shoulders nice and open. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just rock our pelvis forwards and back, just really slowly, and just checking in with our lower back. Okay, so just noticing if there's any kind of areas that are feeling a little bit niggly. So move quite slowly, especially if you have any issues, even if they're just kind of temporary ones, not necessarily long-term issues. So just rocking forwards and back, and then just trying to find somewhere in between those two positions where you feel like you can just relax and hold in one place without real kind of muscular tension, so without holding or gripping anywhere. And then all we're going to do is just think about lifting our belly in and up, so a light engagement through the pelvic floor muscles, lifting in and up. And then we're just going to do some knee drops to start. So we're going to take the left knee out down to the side on an inhale, and then as we exhale, we just draw it back using our abdominals to lift the leg. Yeah, so just think about using your abdominal muscles rather than your leg muscles. Inhaling with the other leg, so the right leg is down only as far as you can keep your hips level, so both hips stay still, and then exhale, coming back up. Let's just keep alternating with that one, just to warm up through the low abdominals first off. So just keeping the head down, nice and relaxed. Oh, lots more people joining in. Inhale, drop the knee out. Exhale, bring it back in. So try and keep the opposite leg still as you work with that one leg. Inhale down, you don't have to touch the floor. It's just opening the leg and then exhaling back. Two more. Inhale, drop. Exhale, draw everything into your center and back to the beginning. Good. Last one on the left leg, and exhale back. Now we're going to do leg slides. So we're just going to push the left leg away on an inhale and flex the toes, so stretching into the back of the leg. And then exhale, you might need to slightly lift your heel off of the floor so you don't catch the mat. Inhale, stretch your right leg away, flex the toes, really stretch into the back of the calf. And then exhale, slide back really gently. Keep it going. So alternating left leg, inhale, stretch. You can keep the heel off the floor if you want a little bit more of a challenge. So just an inch or two off of the floor, stretching the right leg, flexing the foot. Exhale, bring it back nice and slowly and controlled. Inhale out, flex. Exhale back in. Inhale out. Really stretch that leg as long as you can, but flexing the toes. That's it. We're just going to do two more. So one more on the left. Stretch and flex. And back in on the right. One last time. And back. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to do our chest lift with a bit of a crossover reach. So we're going to interlace the fingers, place them behind the head, keep the elbows nice and wide. Now again, just try and keep the pelvis really relaxed and soft. So just give it a little wiggle and just make sure it's staying nice and still in that middle position that you found right at the start of the class. So you're going to exhale, lift up. Keep exhaling as you reach your right arm past your left knee, and then you bring your hand back to the head, keeping that height, and then lower down. So it's 4 moves, 2 breaths. Exhale up. Keep exhaling to reach now with your left arm. Inhale as you bring your hands back to your head, and carry on inhaling as you lower. Nice and slow. Let's keep it going. Lift and reach. Hands back to the head and lower. So try and use your abdominals to lift you rather than pulling on your head. And every time you lift up and reach, try and reach a little bit further than you did the last time. Excellent. So exhale. Keep exhaling. Then inhale and lower with control. It's that last part, that lower, is the hardest part because we're holding up for quite a long time using our abdominals. It's going to start to get a little bit warmer in those upper abdominals. Keep it going. Okay, after this one, we've just got one more each side. One more time to the right. Good, and lower down. Now this is the part that I was talking about earlier. We are going to try it with the mat actually, because most of you guys do have mats. So don't worry if you don't. I'll just show you in a second what you can do if you don't have a mat. But if you do have a mat, I want you to just bring your head so that it's slightly lower than the top of your mat, so that you can hold onto the top of your mat. And then as we exhale, come up, you're going to pull the mat with you. So it's essentially kind of cushioning your head and your neck, and it's really kind of keeping your neck in that nice kind of curved shape with your spine. So you just lift yourself up and down. Now we're going to do a few pulses once we're there. So we're going to stay up and do these pulses. But if you don't have a mat, you can do the same thing. You just have your hands behind your head and you're just going to lift up and do the same pulses. Okay, so it's not the end of the world if you don't have a mat. But if you do, it's just a nice little way of kind of really bringing some awareness to that nice curved shape that we're trying to create with the neck and the spine. Okay, so let's get ready. Take a nice big inhale at the bottom and then exhale to lift. Keeping that pelvis nice and level, we pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go again. 10 more. 9. Come back up if you want a little break in the middle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Lower down. And then just take a little full body stretch if you want to at this point, because your abs are going to be a little bit warmer now after those concentrated contractions. So quick stretch for the whole body. Take an inhale and exhale. Now you should be in a full body stretch position now. Hopefully you have space above your head that you can lift your arms up. So we're going to come into a little half roll up position and half teaser. So bring the feet quite close together, arms reaching over the head. And then we're just going to exhale, sweep the arms around in a semicircle and lift the head and look at the feet. Now, if you can, lift one foot. So you're just floating one leg up and you're reaching your fingers as if you're trying to touch your foot. And then we inhale and come back down. Exhale, sweep, lift head, lift the other foot. So push down on the foot that's staying on the floor. Good. So you can stay with this. If you're feeling this enough, try not to lift your head too much. Try and bring it up kind of in as much as you need to for the amount that you're lifting. So obviously if you're coming up higher, which you can do now if you want to, then obviously your head comes up a little bit higher. So just try and move the whole body as one. And then if you want to, you can start to come up a little bit higher. Only if it feels good in your body. So if it's not feeling so good in your back or anywhere, then just stay a little bit lower. We've got 4 more. Exhale as you sweep and then lift. Push down on the opposite foot as you lower down. Come down slowly, guys. So you're reaching your fingers towards your toes, whichever height you are doing. Last 2. Exhale. Good, and last one coming up. Exhale, float, leg, and head and arms. Good. Reach back behind you. Take a full stretch again. Bring the knees in now. So we're going to bring our feet a little bit closer to our bottom, just to come into shoulder bridge. Give our abs a little bit of a break. Okay, so we're going to come up really slowly from the lower back first. So just rock the pelvis a little bit. Check in, make sure you're feeling okay just before we come into the shoulder bridge. And then we start to just lift the tailbone away and the middle back. And then part of the upper back. And you can just tuck your shoulders slightly underneath you. And you can, if you want to, interlace the fingers underneath you as well. Just to give yourself a little bit more stability. And it just enables you to lift your hips up a little bit higher. Okay, so we're going to just stay here for a couple of breaths. Just activating the back of the body. Make sure you can just still turn your head from side to side gently without any issues in your neck. And then just looking straight up at the ceiling. Okay, let's take that last final big inhale at the top. And then as we exhale, just release the hands, untuck the shoulders slightly if you have them tucked, and then slowly As you're exhaling, just let the spine just deflate back down until your tailbone comes down last. Perfect. Okay, so a little bit more with the abs now. We're going to bring our legs to tabletop. So we're going to float one leg up and the other leg to join it. Now I'm going to rest the arms down, but you can take them a little bit wider if you want a bit more stability. Just push your arms down into the floor. Okay, so we're going to stretch one leg away. We're going to bring the opposite foot towards the knee. They're kind of joined or just touching. Then we're going to lower that long leg down and bring it back up. Swap over. So stretch the opposite leg away, bring the foot to the knee, and then lower down. Now only go as low as you feel that you can control your lower back. So if your lower back feels like it's arching away as you take your leg all the way to the floor, then just drop maybe an inch or so. If you start off with your leg higher, that's going to make it a little bit easier. If you want more of a challenge, start off with your leg 45 degrees and drop all the way down. Good, so inhaling, lowering, exhaling, lifting. Whichever version you're doing, just really try and stretch the extended leg as long and as far away as you can from your hips and the rest of your body, just to lengthen through the muscles. We've got 4 more. Exhale, drop, and back up. 3, 2, and 1. Good, just hug the knees in, release through the low back, and maybe just rock a little bit from side to side if that feels nice on your back, or just circle with the knees. So whatever you feel like stretching, I'll always suggest a stretch, and you can just do whatever stretch you want. You don't have to do the one I suggest. Everyone's got their own personal favourites, I'm guessing. Okay, so we're going to bring the feet back down, and then let's bring our feet and knees together. Take the arms out to the side. We'll do a little lying spine twist with our feet on the floor first, and then we'll come back to tabletop. They're coming more into the obliques now. We've done quite a lot on the upper and lower abdominals. We're going to move to the side waist now. So we're going to take the legs over to the right on an inhale, and then exhale, draw the legs back using your abdominal muscles and your waist. Yeah, inhale over to the left, exhale back up. Inhale to the right, exhale, reach all the way back through the center and back it over. Now if you want to make this more challenging, as I said, you can take your feet off the floor and come to your tabletop position, knees and feet together. Same thing, over to the side. Use your arms on the floor to push down, keeping both shoulders down on the floor at all times. Inhaling, exhaling. If you want to make it even more challenging, I've got a little addition for you. So you're going to extend your top leg. When you take the legs over, you can extend, bring it back, and then bend back together. So reach over, extend, exhale back, and release down. So only add on this extended leg if it's not causing any issues for your lower back. It's just adding quite a lot of extra weight there. So if you do have any kind of weakness there, then maybe just take it a little bit easy. So challenge yourself, but don't make it impossible, because then we'll lose that great control and form which we need. So just one more here, and then just back to center. Okay, we're going to do single leg stretch now, slightly different version. So we're going to have one palm on top of the other, so like this. We're going to push into our knee, so bring the left knee in, and I want you to pull your knee in as well. So you're pulling your knee towards your chest, but you're pushing away with your hands. Those two opposing forces are going to switch on your core like nothing else. And if you want a little bit more, you're going to lift your head and your shoulders up as well. If you want to stay down, that's entirely up to you if your neck's bothering you. Okay, so we're going to stretch the other leg either to 90 degrees or 45 degrees for a little bit more of a challenge. So let's scoop the belly in and up. That's quite a quick change on this one. So we're going to exhale and push into the knee, pull in with the knee, and change. 8, 7, 6, 5. If your head is lifted, just keep your eye line lower than your knees. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do one more set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Remember, you can keep your head down if you don't need to. 2, and 1. Hug the knees in. Again, just rock a little bit or circle the knees, whatever you need to do. Okay, let's turn onto our side. Give the abs a break and work a bit more into the glutes. So when we're on our side, it's all about balance, really. And we've got a few balance challenges for you today. So line yourself up with the back edge of the mat. Either lay with your hand underneath your head or out on your arm, whatever's more comfortable for you. Feet forward so that you're not completely balancing on one side. So we're going to do kicks forwards, up and down, some circles, and then double leg lift. You can do arm lifted towards the ceiling for more of a balance challenge, but if you're swaying and doing this with your upper body, then best to keep your fingers down. Okay, so try and keep your shoulders relaxed as well. So let's go for that first movement. Hip height only with this top leg. Push the leg away, so you're trying to lengthen it away from you, so that just keeps our hips in good alignment. Squeeze both sides of your bottom, and then we're going to kick forwards and back. So inhaling forwards, exhaling back. We do 8 of these. So bottom foot is pushed down onto the mat, nice and strong. So that's going to keep you really steady and still. Keep lifting the belly in and up and keep stretching that leg super long out of the hip. Imagine that you're trying to paint whatever's at the other end of your foot. So you're using your foot as a paintbrush and you're painting a nice straight line. Okay, let's just do 2 more. And 1. Now we're going to bring that top leg back in line with the body, so it's further back than your bottom leg. Keep the bottom leg pushed into the floor, and we lift and lower. Exhale as we come up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to try and maintain this height, roughly hip height, and circle forward, small circles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going the other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to try and lift this leg as high as you can without losing this space here on your waist. So we don't want it to collapse down. We're going to try and stretch long and then lift high. So if you go and hold a few more seconds, I know it's burning, it must be because mine is. Keep it going. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Drop that leg down. Give it a bit of a tap if it needs it, if it's burning a little bit. And then just bring that bottom leg back in line with the body. So you're in a really straight line now. Now this is where if your arm is in the air and you feel really wobbly, then just place your fingers down. Okay, so we're going to try and do double leg lift. We've done this before, if you've been doing classes with me before, but instead of coming up and down and moving around and having little breaks, we're going to just go for it and just see how long we can hold these both legs up in the air. But we're trying to maintain a straight alignment, body alignment, so we're not going to bring the legs up super high. Okay, so squeeze the legs together, float them up and hold. So keep thinking of that length of the body. Keep thinking of stretching the crown of the head away from your toes. Keep breathing. Keep lifting that belly in and up. And last but not least, squeezing your bottom both sides. Okay, so keep stretching the toes. Good. So you should start to feel this a little bit in the lower leg now, in the inner thigh. Keep breathing. We can hold for 10 more seconds. I know you can do it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Okay, roll onto your front. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple of leg exercises that involve our glutes as well. So we're just going to rest our head down, make a little pillow with our hands. And then just keep looking down. So I should be able to just understand from my instructions rather than seeing the screen. So I want you to keep the neck nice and long now. Lift your belly in and up. So there's a tiny little gap underneath, not a huge one. Doesn't have to be huge. We just want to keep the belly active and those core muscles switched on. So we're going to float the legs off of the floor just about an inch. Doesn't really need to be any higher than that. And then we're going to bring the heels together and apart. So we're going to do it like this, but a little bit quicker. Let's go for it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Squeeze your bottom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release those legs down. Okay, we're going to take the arms out in front. Let's go for a little swim since it's raining so much right now. Feels like we could go for a swim outside. Okay, so we're just going to lift up so that we're on our bottom rib. And our neck, again, is in line with the spine. So we're not lifting and craning the head up. We're going to keep that neckline nice and long, keeping the neck safe. Now we're going to do a slow swim or a fast swim. You have the option. We're going to start with a slow, then go into the fast. You can stay with a slow. So slow swim, reaching right arm and left leg. Long and away rather than high. Holding up there just for a second or two and then lowering down. So this is really good for the back of the body. Changing sides. Left arm, right leg. So keep both hips down on the floor as you lift and keep both of those bottom ribs down. So this is our slow swim, which you can stay with for a few more. But if you want to do the faster version, we're going to float both legs, both arms, and go as fast as we can for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know what's coming. One more set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Push yourself up. Let's turn around to the other side before we forget. Quickly move into that sideline position. So choose your favorite head and arm position, wherever that is. The sofa's in the way. And then bring the feet forward. So you've got your nice anchor, that bottom foot in place. Stretch the top leg down in a way. You can even grab your own hip and push it down. That's going to really help keep the pelvis and everything in good alignment. Belly lifted in and up nice and strong. Arm in the air if you want it. Kicking forwards. Good. So inhale. Exhale. Nice easy movement. Slow and controlled. Keeping the upper body really still. Keeping that belly lifted in and up. So it's just a nice straight line that you're painting with your toes again. And only come as far forward as you want to, okay? Try and keep the legs straight though. So even if you're only doing this, this is perfect, okay? If it's slow and controlled and you're getting stronger, then eventually you'll be able to take it a little bit higher as those muscles let go. So what we're trying to encourage is the tight muscles to release and the weaker muscles to strengthen. And that just takes a bit of time. So don't worry if you're not there yet. Practice makes perfect and all that. Keep reaching that top arm up if you want it, or you can take this version. Oh, must be 8 by now. Okay, last one. Waffling on. Okay, top leg in line with the body. Stretch it long and up and down. Exhale, lift. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just back to hip height for those circles. This is the killer. This is the one that burns. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go the other way. So look at your foot. Are you making circles? Are you making squares? Are you making triangles? Any other shape that I can't think of right now? So try and go through that whole circle. There's bound to be part of that circle that doesn't feel quite so great, but that's probably the bit that we need. So just really focus on tracing an inside of a circle there. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just give the hip a little tap if you need it. Double leg lift coming up. lay out on your arm if not already there, just for this one, because we want to keep a nice straight aligned body. And as soon as we float our legs up, we're in a perfect straight line. So this top side waist, these muscles here strongly contract to lift you up, but obviously the underneath leg is lifted as well. So reach the arm up if you want that extra challenge, and hold it there. Keep breathing, keep stretching long, keep squeezing your bottom. Try and squeeze the knees and the ankles together and point the toes. Keep breathing. Just keep that energy moving around the body so that we don't get cramp or anything horrible like that. So we're tensing up the lower body, but try and keep the shoulders and the face and the neck relaxed. Let's just hold for 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Relax it down. Just bend your knees in and bring yourself up to seated, but keep your legs like this. So we're going to go into side bend. So bring your knees and your feet together. 3 levels. This is level 1. Hand underneath shoulder. You can do this on your forearm if you have any wrist issues. And I'll take you through the levels. So we're going to do 2 of each level, 2 here, and then just stop at whichever level that you want to do. We're only doing 6 in total. So this one, the main aim is to keep the underneath waist lifted and contracted. And you can even put your hand there if you want to, but if you want to stretch a bit more, you can take the arm up and over. So we're going to exhale, just lift the hips, knees stay down, and we reach up and over. Then we come back down. So you can stay with this for all 6 if this feels good. This is our second one. So level 2, that involves stretching the top leg out, either along the floor or lifting up. Same thing with the arm. Good. So you're exhaling to come up. And for our final 2, we take the feet slightly different positions. So the foot in front, 1 foot behind. And then as we stretch, we extend both legs up and over and down. Perfect. Just 2. So even if they're really challenging, you only have 2 to do. So it's not the end of the world. Okay, turn around. Let's do the other side. So let's see which side's the best. There's always going to be a favourite side. I think I might have already hit that one. Okay, so 2 more on this one. 2, we lift up, we keep the knees down, just the hips move. Good. Exhale, reach up and over. Let the head drop down so that we keep the neck relaxed. Good. Now level 2, extend the top leg, or stay with level 1, your choice. And then level 3, that foot comes in front just so that we can set up a little bit easier. And we come up, extend both legs, squeeze the inner thighs together, back down. 1 more only. Good. Okay, let's turn around and do the tabletop movement. So we've got two options. We come up into a square with both feet on the floor. Try and open the chest and lift the hips up to the ceiling. Or we can do this one. So 1 leg bent, 1 leg straight, or you can do both legs straight, lifting the hips. So we're going to do 2 so that you have the option to change legs if you're doing that one. But if you do this one the first time, you want to change to an easier one the second time, that's fine too. Okay, so find your position for your legs. Your hands are a little bit further behind your bottom, and you want to keep your elbows soft first of all so you can lift up. So soften the elbows, lift the chest, look up at the ceiling, and then exhale and push your hips. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now just sit up and just rotate the wrist, just to give the wrist a little bit of a break. And then let's go 1 more time. So change your position if you need to, or try the full leg version. We're nearly done, so this is probably our last challenge, maybe a little stretch. Okay, so bend the elbows, lift the chest, look up, and exhale, squeeze and lift. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Okay, let's bring our bottom forwards and let's just lower ourselves down to have a little stretch. So we're going to slowly lower down Pilates style. Reach the arms back. And then let's bring the left knee in. Just hug it in towards the chest. You can extend the right leg if you have the space. I might have to move back a bit. So hug it in. This is where we release those tight muscles that I was talking about. Most of us have fairly tight muscles somewhere. So we're going to grab hold of the bottom of the foot, either on the outside or the inside if you can. Bend the knee and then just bring it down towards the carpet or the mat or the side of you. But try and keep your opposite hip down. So just put your hand on your right hip if you're using your left leg, and just keep the knee bent but stretching into the inner thigh and around the hip. So keep flexing the foot, pushing up to the ceiling. And then bend, relax that leg down. Let's hug the right knee in. Stretch the left leg away if it feels good, or you can keep it bent, it's up to you. So just really try and breathe into those muscles now. Relax as much as you can, and then grab inside or outside of the foot. Keep the left hip down and relaxed. And then see if you can take the knee further away from your body. That's just going to give more of an intense stretch. As if you're trying to touch the floor by the side of you with your kneecap. Good, and then just slowly release that leg. Give both legs a shake. Turn onto your side if you want seated. Or stay down there and carry on stretching if you want to. We're out of time, so we have to finish up. But it was lovely to see so many people signed in. Lots of people today. Yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Stay dry. It looks like it's raining cats and dogs outside. Yeah, have a good week. See you next week, guys. Thanks for joining me.